So Peter Obi, right, gave me the most happiest Sunday ever, that I've experienced in this year 2026. And it was the Sunday he announced he's leaving the ADC. Right, that was the happiest Sunday that I've had in a long time, right? Like I said, right, the APC was like walking on an eggshell, right? And ever since then, you would see Atiku people going everywhere, right, trying to talk down Peter Obi and everything. Peter Obi in his business, in his normal way of being very decent, doesn't call people names, right? He doesn't go about discussing people. Peter Obi is very concerned about only discussing issues. I mean, he's the only real opposition. The rest of the other opposition, whether it is Showore or Atiku people or any other opposition, are in the business of opposing the real opposition called, Peter Obi. And that's why you wonder if they're not working for Tinubu. But here's the point. Forgive the Atiku people who are fuming and crying, the Babachila Wow, right, the Daily Mamodus, and the many other Atiku people who are crying, right? They're supposed to cry. When you plan to use somebody and the person be a handicap, and then instead of that, carry NDC on the street winning, you reach for now to cry, right? You reach for now to cry. But here's the most important part about this particular video. This part is about saying to us that you cannot do any synergy or do any coalition just by interest alone. It has to be coaliting or doing a synergy with people who share your same values. Atiku is a very dishonest man. Yes, Atiku is a very dishonest man, and he can take the blame for why ADC failed. Even though ADC is not a proper coalition, right? Because it was just a coalition of aspirants, not necessarily coalition of political parties. But Atiku is a very dishonest man, right? Look at it. Atiku acknowledged and confirmed that only PDP is the political party, right, that has zoning or rotation of power from north and south. He acknowledged that PDP is the only political party that has zoning in its constitution. How do you take a man seriously who decided to contest in a clear case where it was the turn of the south? How do you take a man seriously who goes against the party constitution? Right? How do you take a man seriously who shows up every time is the turn of the north and shows up every other time is the turn of the south? And guess what? So he was asked a simple question about what would he do, or what's his take about rotation of power. He said when he gets into power, that's the first thing he's going to do. That he regretted not supporting Alex Ekweme, in that days when he went to represent, Shehu Yaradua. That he regretted not voting for rotation of power. That once he gets into power, he will definitely push for the rotation of power in Nigeria. Atiku, if you're a very honest man, don't wait until you get into office to put rotation of power in the constitution. Do it now. Yes, because true leaders lead by example. Do it now. Choose the South. Have you all realized that every other northern bigwig, whether it is El-Rufai or it is Tambua, every other northerners, I mean, look at Kwankwaso, all right? Every other big northern politicians have aligned with the fact that it is the turn of the South. And let's even talk about this Atiku. Atiku would never is ever rated by the North. Check it out. Jonathan beat him to a primaries. It was also Northern people who voted for Jonathan. So the North really does not rate Atiku. Every numbers Atiku ever had was a number he got because he was on a bigger political platform. Put Atiku on a big platform as much as you put a Kwankwaso for presidency, Atiku will never win. Right? Because all these numbers were PDP numbers. Who know Atiku? I mean, who? The PDP numbers, just to confirm to you that Atiku is not rated by the North. Even Tinubu was choosing over Atiku. Every Southern candidates have always been choosing over Atiku by the North. So those are not his numbers. They are PDP numbers. So they want to make you feel like Atiku is a household name. But nobody know you and nobody send you, man. Because the days of those big man politics now for your pocket. Man, now get out. We really do not send you people. Now, for your pocket, the stupid big man is in politics that hasn't helped anyone. We're concerned about a Nigeria that has to truly, truly work for the people. And Peter Obi shows us a reflection about what it means to cut down the cost of governance and to make sure that leadership is truly done by example. One truth is that every leader leads out of the abundance of their life. So Tinubu will lead out of the criminality of his life. There's nothing he's doing in federal that he didn't do in Lagos. He was a disaster in Lagos. He commercialized politics. He commercialized thuggery. Right, he institutionalized thuggery. He stole power from a lot of the royalties. Right, and that's the same thing he's doing at the federals. That's the only thing that he's doing. Nepotism, he's the king of it. So he is leading out of the abundance of criminality in his life. And that's the same way Atiku is going to lead out of the dishonesty in his life. Do you know what it means to serve Obasanjo and then your own boss goes ahead and work against you ever being there? That's because you are a very, very terrible man. So you are very dishonest. How do you vote for a man who went against his own party constitution? And guess what? Every other time it doesn't fall his way, because people are quick to want to talk about how Peter Obi is moving. They know they talk about how Atiku is the biggest defector in Nigerian history in politics. He has defected. He has gone everywhere. And the only reason why he's doing this is because of an ambition that's never going to happen. And for those of you who says, Atiku, Peter Obi no fit protect our vote, something they worry on our forehead. Atiku sabi protect vote, now they lose all these years. No, tell me now. Atiku sabi protect votes. Now they lose everywhere. At least if even sabi do a small evil way, Tinubu fit do. If even they give him credit, but man, he's got no balls. He's just a big man who just believe everybody should give him some way or give him some weight of respect because he's a big man. But keep her for your pocket. This generation will not send you. I don't even see you. The reason why I don't believe these old guys are ever going to solve anything is because you cannot be a part of solving the same problem that you create. So put them for your pocket. The only reason why we are lining up with Peter Obi is not because he is very young like that, but he has a young heart. He has progressive values. He has a very progressive values. The things he speaks to us about is relatable to this generation. And that's why the young people are filing behind him. But no, we can't relate with you, Atiku. It's too elitism, it's too favoritism, it's too nepotistic. But I'm gonna go rest. Atiku has no numbers. He has no numbers. You guys will see the only real politician, the only smartest politician on the face of the planet when it concerns Africa is Peter Obi. Because I don't understand what it means to be the biggest strategist or being the biggest political person if your people will continue to be in penury and suffering. There is no need for your treacherous politics, the inhuman politics that you play, Tinubu, Atiku, and all of you, if your people are very hungry. One on I say, one on the use will be play. Right, he is the future. He is the Nigeria that we want to see. That's the man we are going to vote for. So Atiku and your people, you guys can go ahead and cry for all you want. Well, you see this election, Peter Obi said he was going to be in the ballot and he is gladly on the ballot. Guys, we will go vote for this man and make him the president of Nigeria. And listen, the game has changed. This is not 2023. We are more formidable. You know why? The coalition of ADC, which was a coalition of aspirants, may not have happened, not necessarily political parties, but this coalition of the biggest, most organic, movement out of Africa, Kwankwasia and the Obedience. It's another kind of coalition, and we're excited that it is working. We're excited that is going to take everybody off. I don't care. Immediately Peter Obi is done with his 4 years. Let Kwankwaso continue for another 8 years and Peter Obi come again. That's the team that's going to change Nigeria. And listen, fixing Nigeria is not a rocket science. You just only need a leader who is truly ready to do the work. Thank you so much, everyone.